Now, as you can see, the X5 Theater training in Dallas, Texas was a phenomenal success. Out of about just over 300 registered employees, we had 143 attend the training. Mary, the Cinemedia rep, as well as the Intel staff, was very helpful in the registration. Once they registered the attendees, they sent them to the headphone demo where Sean was giving the demos, and then into the theater to their seats.
We were supposed to have Quake 4 ready to go at this time. However, the AV company was 45 minutes late and did not bring the right connectors for their equipment. They had to make a run to Radio Shack, delaying the event even more.
As always, the MA team manages to pull rabbits out of their hats no matter what problems we encounter.
Did you like the Quake 4?
I like the Quake 4.
Okay.
I thought on the Quake 4, everybody in the audience was actually getting involved. You know, screaming right, left, right, left.
Have you played the Quake games before?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, really? So it was your first experience with Quake? What were your thoughts about listening to it in that kind of environment with the 7.1
With the 7.1 going on, extremely good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can actually hear shell cases to the ground. You know, every little footstep.
But I like Quake 4. Playing Quake 4 on the big movie screen, that was badass. The surround sound.
Cool.
I liked the demo we got to play. I enjoyed seeing Quake 4 playing pretty nicely on 9800 Pro with the sound card going.
Most definitely. I've never played Quake 4, but I'd like to get into it here shortly. It looked like a pretty fun game. Just still sticking with Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield 2 right now. Still got to move up in the world right now. So it was definitely fun. It was a very fun event. I'm definitely going to go back to another one.
The training video was alright. I'll just be brutally honest. It was okay. It could have been better.
Okay. How about the training video?
It's okay.
It was okay?
It just okay. I don't know. I guess I didn't like how he spoke, I guess. He didn't capture my attention.
So
I don't know what I would do different, but I enjoyed the sound samples, but I guess the training video, I would want just something to capture me and entertain me, and so then I want to learn it.
I mean, he explained a lot of stuff to it, but I think it could have been a little bit less of him and then more of the demo, and I think it turned out a little bit better.
what was your impression of the training event last night?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed hearing the headphone demo from the computer. They went through turning the CMSS and crystallizer on. When they turned, the sound just broadened when those were turned on.
Awesome, I want one of those.
It's pretty good, man.
Check this out, man.
Wow, I'm impressed. I totally would need one of those.
As far as the differences between the two audios that y'all were using, from where I was sitting back in the very back, you can actually hear it coming through the rear channels. You can actually hear like your higher pitches coming through, so you actually get every crisp note that was actually going through.
And then it was a presentation of using the DivX format and having the equalizer turned on and off and being able to hear the flat sound, and then the equalizer.
The 24-bit crystallizer?
Right, the 24-bit crystallizer and then the CMSS
3D?
Yeah, the CMSS 3D. So,
Late night, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
What is one main difference from X5 then to onboard sound that you remember?
Did I remember?
We're not having a quiz here.
We're not? What are we doing?
No, I just want to know what you thought about the X-Fi car.
What you think about the presenter?
Were you impressed?
The X-Fi?
No, that's not important.
Like, let's say if Harry Potter wasn't there, would you still go and see Quake 1 big screen? Or if Quake 4 wasn't there, would you still
I was
go
there
see
for the
Harry
swag.
Potter?
I'll put it that way.
Or would you still
I was
go
there
see
for the
Harry
swag.
Potter? Or would you still
I was
go
there
see
for the
Harry
swag.
Potter? Would you still
I was
go
there
see
for the
Harry
swag.
Potter? Or would you still
I was
go
there
see
for the
Harry
swag.
Potter?
I told you that. Raise my voice. So, I mean, I talked to him all the time. He's telling me about some raise. Raise my voice. We agree with you before the
He's got a dig.
Hey, you know what? I'm figuring out what
Best Buy!
Okay, well, I gotta
What did you remember about last night?
I remembered a lot of the laughs, a lot of the presentation.
Would you come back to another theater training if we host another one?
Absolutely, hands down. You know.
Do you think you retained a lot of information from last night? Do you think it's going to help you sell the X-Fi cards here in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, before I really didn't. I thought it was just a sound card with a cool name, but now I can actually, you know, show them and tell them, you know, what my experiences are between it and what y'all taught me.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Creative kicks ass.
Now, as far as the training went, would you have liked to see more of the actual training video that they showed, or would you rather see more live demos?
probably do more live demos. Like the headphone demo was cool that we were doing.
Now, since a lot of people went for Harry Potter, if we had just had the Quake 4 with the demos and no movie, would you still have gone to the event? Okay. And do you think in the future, if we hold another event like this, would you be likely to go and maybe tell more of your coworkers who weren't able to go to come out?
Oh, of course, yeah. I actually got 2 of my coworkers to go last night, so it was pretty neat.
All right, so what did you think about the X-Fi training last night?
I think it was a good event. It was very fun, very knowledgeable. I learned a lot about the creative stuff. Definitely gives me a lot more knowledge to explain to my customers when they ask me a question of what is the X-Fi compared to something else. I have enough.
Now tell us what were some of your favorite parts of the training and what were some of your least favorite parts?
Definitely the Quake part was probably my favorite. I mean, it was fun watching the guys play. Probably the least favorite. Probably been some of the video clips. People were being a little loud, kind of hard to hear him. The gentleman that was on the screen. So nothing that was it could have been fixed if people were just a little bit more quiet.
Now, was Thursday night a good night for you to be out there to do the training, or did you prefer to be out there on a different night? Would there be a night that would be better than midweek for you as a retail associate?
Probably Sunday or Monday. Friday was pretty slow of the week.
Okay.
I mean, Friday and Saturday usually pretty busy. Stay up here pretty late. So.
Now, anything we could have done differently or done better?
No, not at all. I think you guys did a great job.
Cool. So. And are you likely to come out to another creative event if we hold another one?
Most definitely.
Would you tell some of your associates that weren't able to come out to perhaps join us?
Most definitely. I can get some more people out there, the 3 Circuit City people. But
now, have you guys told your manager about the presentation? And
yeah, we brought it up to him earlier. He said he'd like to have come out, but he wasn't able to. So.
Okay. Do you think maybe having him come out and maybe encouraging some of the other folks to come out might get you guys out there and perhaps help you become more experienced with our products?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I definitely think it would be.
All right. Now, how about the schedule? Did you have to open the store this morning?
I had to be here at 10, but some people got out of there and then had to open at 7 a.m.
Do you think there'd be a better night to do?
Sundays is always the best night.
Sundays is always the best night.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out last night.
Thank you.
And look at Sean, hard at work.
Thank you very much.
Out of uniform.
Sean, Alex, and Nick are the best. You should get raises. That's what I put. That's what I put on that.
Done. 2 weeks of store visits, hitting the stores multiple times, lots of stress at the event. AV guy couldn't get his stuff right. Doesn't matter. X-Fi Harry Potter Theater event was a tremendous success. Alright, Bear, you had a few questions, some things you wanted to know. First off, the Cinemedia rep. Mary, she was awesome. There was so many times where she was trying to find stuff to do, and she just kept coming up to us and asking, what is it I can do? What can I do to help you guys out? We did utilize her a little bit during some of the other things. I had all the attendees fill out the feedback forms, and if they filled it out, and then they gave it to Mary, and she gave them a Fatality t-shirt. The AV rep, well, that was a little bit of trouble. They arrived 45 minutes late. They didn't have all the proper equipment to set up, and it ended up having us delay the event and keep people waiting outside. We actually showed a clip of that in our video. So what do people think about Quake 4 on the big screen? It was awesome. They loved it. It was almost like they were watching a movie. We had the lights down, the audio cranked up. People were just yelling, you know, go left, go right, shoot 'em, shoot 'em. I mean, it was like watching a movie. Almost better than Harry Potter, but not quite. The info video. Well, if you liked it, that's cool. But we got kind of mixed reviews about that. There's a lot of heckling and laughing going on during the presentation with Phil O'Shaughnessy. I thought it was very informative. A lot of people thought the same thing, but it was maybe a little lengthy, and I think that people enjoyed the live demos a lot more. Some recommendations. Well, this one's kind of stupid, but a few people said this to me, and I thought about it. And maybe we should get rid of one of the prizes, or maybe just pony up a few extra bucks, and get these guys some drinks. Have you ever eaten a small bag of popcorn? You know, small, I mean, it was a pretty sizable bag, and not needed to drink? Popcorn makes your mouth dry. I think it's just, you know, the nice thing that we can do. Some of these people, they drove over an hour away, so on top of the gas, they're having to buy a drink. You know, they're getting a free movie. I don't know, just throw it up, but I think it would be a nice thing to do. Another thing, it was great that we had the Zen Micro Photo to give away, and maybe we should have thrown in a Zen Nano Plus, but more importantly, maybe a set of speakers, webcam or two. Let's show these guys that we're more than just sound cards. We're MP3 players, we're webcams, we're speakers. You know, Creative is a technology company. Let them know that we're cutting edge. Thursday may not have been the best night for this. We've gotten some feedback, and some of the people have said Sunday is the best night. We have actually thought of another solution. Alex presented this to me, and how about doing 2 locations? 2 different days, and this way you can make it more exclusive to the area. Dallas, for instance, we've got Grapevine and Plano. Those are kind of near each other, but they're both pretty large territories. Then over on, I guess, what is that, the south side, we've got Dallas and Arlington. Those are 2 pretty large locations as well. How about we do smaller theaters and 2 different nights, and let's say somebody from Grapevine misses their event, but the Dallas one's a day or 2 later. Hey, they can just drive over to the Arlington-Dallas event, and this way they don't miss out on their opportunity to get that training, and they definitely don't miss out on their opportunity to get that free swag. I think it's a great idea. What about you?
Yeah.
What about you? What about you? What do you think? You think it's a good idea? Huh? Do you think it's a good idea? The headphone demos, man, those were really good, really effective. You know, having given the headphone demo myself at E3 and QuakeCon, I realized how important they are, and how much that, you know, the people can realize the power of X-Fi just by listening to it. But I didn't do the headphone demos this time. It was actually Sean, and Sean, where is Sean? Where are you at, Sean? Oh, coming out of the closet. What's going on? Tell me about the headphone demo. How many people do you have through there?
Well, since the AV company was so far behind, we actually, not so far, but behind, we got to actually get people into the headphone demo before they even got to get their seats. So I ran about 32 people straight from the door to my demo station. They went and got their seats. By about the time I got done doing those groups, they were ready to start letting people into the theater. The script was hard to follow, so I did improv a lot of my own into how I was going to execute the demo, and as you see in the video, it got really good results. A lot of people were really impressed by what I showed them. After the movie, I did have lots, because you did mention during your presentation to come check out the headphone demo after. After the movie, I had everyone bum rushing the table wanting to come up and experience X5 through headphones, to really experience the headphone surround sound, not only the 7.1 in the theater, but as well as with headphones.
Now we wrapped up just about on time, but you know, given the time we had beforehand and the time after the presentation, do you think there was sufficient amount of time for the headphones, or do you think we needed to maybe open up the doors a little bit earlier?
Open the doors a little bit earlier, even though we weren't exactly weren't going to be ready. They still could get their seats, but I could still do the headphone demos, have a lot more time. That way, at 8:30, we could execute Quake 4 on the big screen and have everyone experience that in the theater, not some people doing Quake 4 and some people doing the headphones.
We did actually have a pretty massive line waiting out there as we still set up to the very last minute, trying to make sure that the audio was right in the 7.1. But, you know, like I said, he had lots of people running through there before and after. I agree, I concur with Sean, and I think that we should have opened it up a little bit earlier, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And the event pricing, well, we didn't have anybody sign up at the event, but we did hand it out to everybody as they exited the theater after Harry Potter was over. And I think that, well, I hope we're going to have some people buying some of the sound cards this week. We'll definitely make an effort to get back in our stores and let them know about it. And
despite everything being rushed and thrown together at the last minute, the creative way, this was a phenomenal event. The response to the headphone demo was great, the response to Quake 4 was great, and we got a lot of feedback. Everyone came to see Harry Potter.
Sean, man, great job. You, Alex, James, myself, I think we all did wonderful. I think we all deserve raises. But I'll tell you what, the first thing we need is a vacation. I'll see you guys later, Black Friday.